Good evening. The owner of Mode Music is concerned about this chunk of businesses behind me, which includes her music studio. She says they were not included in the list of early acquisitions. She says while some neighboring businesses may be able to start their moves early, she feels like she's been left hanging.
1 and 2 and 3.
At Mode Music Studios, students like drummer Russell make up the next generation of budding musicians.
Yeah, good.
Due to plans for the West Seattle Link Extension project,
1 and 2. Very good.
around 520 students and 60 instructors will likely eventually have to relocate.
It's kind of frustrating to have to seek a new space when that's like the last thing on my students' minds.
Light rail proposals show the studio and other businesses on this block slated for demolition.
Whether it's a station, it's a track, like Sound Transit is going to take us out.
Last week, the Sound Transit Board considered a resolution for early acquisition of neighboring 25 properties. However, Rubin says her businesses, along with Ounce's Tap Room and Skylark Cafe, were not included, leaving them in limbo.
Disappointed that we weren't a part of the early acquisition, disappointed that we weren't approached until our property was being drilled into for the environmental study.
Rubin has spoken at the last two Sound Transit Board meetings, advocating for early acquisition and an assessment of her business.
We will be taken no matter what route wherever the station lands.
She also hosted a walkthrough for city leaders last week.
There are very few places that we can go to stay in our neighborhood of West Seattle.
During the March 28th meeting, some board members did express concerns about moving forward without a concrete plan.
Very concerned about the prospect of condemnation before we have firmly settled on a route.
Mayor Bruce Harrell also asked Real Property Director Faith Rowland for clarification.
What kind of benefits are eligible for the tenants?
Once the board authorizes these acquisitions and FTA concurrence is received, we will immediately send out a general information notice to all tenants that we're aware of, and we immediately also then do research to determine if we've missed anyone, and followed by their notice of eligibility.
Unless things change on early acquisition.
So you hear the one that's like right after that snare drum?
Rubin says she'll have to wait for the other shoe to drop before she can start looking for a new home for her students.
Without early acquisition, we can't move until they say we can.
The resolution was adopted with Sound Transit responding to our request for comment, saying property acquisition typically takes place after the environmental process concludes. These early acquisitions still need approval from the Federal Transit Administration. With FTA approval, Sound Transit can begin working with property owners and tenants prior to the publication of the final EIS and the board selection of the project to be built. And Sound Transit says that's expected later on this year. Reporting live in West Seattle, Jennifer Dowling, Fox 13 News.